Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miley, and today's channel message will be specifically for the air signs today. So, if you are a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, then this video is specifically for you. This will be a timeless reading, so I'm just going to ask the universe what it is that you need to know right now in the given moment that you're seeing this video. Real quick, before we jump right into your reading, I would like for you to know that you have free will to listen to the message that I channel today through the cards, and I hope that regardless of the decision you make, you will make your decision based on your own inner guidance. Now that I've said all that, let's jump right into your reading. For your tarot cards, you do have the Judgment, the Moon card, and the Seven of Wands all reversed. Based on the energy of the cards, I am picking up on a little bit of uncertainty. There is fear of the unknown that is present within the cards. You don't know what to expect in the far or near future based on the efforts you have already made thus far, and because of this, you're kind of questioning if whether or not you should continue with the progress you made in something. For many of you, this is pertaining to your work. From the Judgment card reversed, I am hearing that's not your call to make, in reference to you wanting to stop putting in the effort towards what you want to see results in. Though the one who has the power to make that call is someone who is in a higher position than you, and this doesn't have to be just a real human being, a real person, but also the universe and your spirit team. They want you to continue focusing on the instructions they gave you. You are not in a position to properly judge if whether or not something will work out. They are, which is why they are kind of trying to tell you to keep going. Don't worry about being in the dark. Just kind of trust that they are guiding you through the darkness and to the light. In the Moon card reverse, there's this creature lurking in the waters, and there's two people facing the moon and walking down a path that leads to either a cave or a tunnel that is dark on the inside. I'm hearing that you don't need to worry about anything snatching you or catching you off guard and dragging you down in some way. Again, in the Moon card reverse, the two people standing on land don't seem like they're within arm's reach of the creature lurking in the water from where they're standing. It's just waiting for one of the two people to slip up and make one wrong move backwards, then the creature could potentially grab them. In relation to you, this means that whatever you're worried about that could potentially hold you back, you aren't even within the same space, either mentally or physically, as the thing that could drag you back to misery. You've moved on in some way. I'm picking up that even during nighttime, you're never really truly in the dark. I'm hearing to trust the light in the sky and allow it to guide you. Now, I don't know if that's meant to be taken literally or figuratively, but at the time of me uploading this video, it should be around the lunar eclipse in Pisces. Me personally, I am not well versed in astrology to tell you what to look out for during important moon or planet phases, so maybe you should look into how that will affect you in your life and what to anticipate in regards to that energy that surrounds this lunar eclipse in Pisces. If the message wasn't meant to be taken literally about the actual moon, then putting your trust in the light in the sky and allowing it to guide you could mean to, again, put your trust in the universe, specifically when you are in your darkest moments. There's a pause that has happened in relation to the progression of something, or you yourself have frozen in place and have stopped putting in movement towards what you know you should be working on, whether this is a personal or a professional thing. If something has happened that caught you off guard and was an inconvenience to you and has affected you in a negative way, in moments like these, it can be easy to slip into doing shady things or be quick to make certain decisions that are only best for you at the moment, but not long term. Then, once you do it and then the universe reveals to you how the issue could have been best handled, you're going to look back and be like, oh, why did I do that? That was such a dumb decision to make. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I'm hearing and being reminded that you are not currently in the position to make certain calls on certain things because you don't know the full story yet. So don't make decisions out of fear of the unknown. I'm getting the visual of a child in an environment where chaos is happening and buildings are on fire and there's shady people loitering around the area, and the child is trying to observe their surroundings, but their parents are snapping their fingers in the child's face to gain their attention, and the parents are like saying, "Hey, focus right here, don't pay attention to what's going on around you and what other people got going on, look at what we're telling you to look at." And the child has such a short attention span. So one moment they're looking at the parents, and then the next they're looking at their environment, which is why the parents keep snapping their fingers in the child's face to gain their attention back, because they don't want the child to get distracted and be consumed by the chaos that's happening around them. In this scenario, you are the child and the universe is the parent in the situation. I'm getting to not concern yourself with the drama that other people got going on in their lives. The gossiping that's happening around you is none of your concern. And this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. But I'm hearing, if you find yourself consumed by the drama, you are in no position to judge whoever is involved in the situation, because you aren't even doing what's right in your life situation to get yourself together. And like I said, that was going to be a hard pill to swallow for some of you. But the universe is calling for obedience from you in the midst of chaos, not to control you, but so you aren't being misled by the potential dangers that are lurking out there. I don't know why, but I'm just now realizing that you have 2 major arcana cards for your reading. You are at a pivotal moment in your life right now, and the choices you make will have an impact on where you may find yourself in the end. I'm seeing the potential success and recognition for you for the efforts you have put in to get you to where you are in the future, but you can only see this unveiled to you if you continue to be grounded, obedient, persistent, and consistent with what you are being called to work on, and control yourself. Have the self-discipline to continue to attempt to achieve what you know you can achieve. I heard cooperate with you. And okay, I asked for clarification in who wants to cooperate with the air signs, and the universe said someone who wants to help. And then I specifically heard with something legal. And now my attention is being drawn towards the 7 of Wands reversed. And it looks like the woman on the card is, because the card is reversed, the woman on the card, it looks like she's trying to build something on top of land that is upside down. So maybe for some of you, you've gotten yourself in a sticky situation where you try to build a solid foundation for yourself in some way, and instead of this thing that was supposed to bring you stability has completely turned your world upside down, and now the universe is calling for you to seek help because you cannot fix this problem on your own. I'm hearing correct wrongs. So if you know that you did something wrong, then you need to go back, revisit this wrong thing that you did, hold yourself accountable, and correct it. This will say a lot about your character. Regardless if things don't turn out in your favor, at least you know in your spirit you did the right thing, and you can be at peace with that. In a way, you have forgave yourself, and your spirit would be at peace with that instead of carrying a heavy burden on your heart. In you doing this, I am hearing that there will be some people who will forgive you and others who don't, but don't worry about those who don't forgive you, because you cannot control how others should feel in their right. They may have the right to feel however they feel, and there's nothing you can do about it except have empathy and understand why this person or groups of people would feel the way that they do and how it can be valid. Again, whatever the situation may be, you are not the one who is in full control or has full power to tell others what to do or how to feel. The only thing you can do is focus on what you can do and control yourself to take action towards doing right by where you feel called to or led to do right by, whether that would be doing right by yourself or others. I heard you are not the old you, so you have fully let go of the past version of you and are now learning how to operate as this new and improved you. You're trying to find your footing in what it means to be someone who has integrity, who is learning what it means to be honest and is responsible with themselves and knows how to hold themselves accountable even when they don't want to. It's like you're going through a spiritual boot camp where the universe is trying to discipline you and trying to instill in you what it means to lead a life of a righteous person. Now, I personally do not associate myself with any religion, but I am getting that for those of you who do associate yourself with a particular religion, that this reading is definitely for you. I'm getting that for some of you. You found God during your darkest moment, and now He is calling for you to continue to commit to following His lead, even when things are going right in your life. You know how sometimes people call on God when they are in need of help and it's something serious because they feel like they can't get through their hard times on their own. And I'm hearing that God will always be there for you to help you out, but you need to call on Him even more when you aren't in need of help to build a healthy spiritual relationship with Him. So if you're going to call on God for help, be prepared to follow His guidance even when you've made it out of the woods, because in some way you have to acknowledge that when you only call on Him when you are struggling and are in need of help, you recognize that you are only using Him for His power, and that's a little unfair to God because He wants to have a good relationship with you. And while I'm not well versed in any religion, as someone who understands what it means to be fair in any relationship that you build with someone, there needs to be an equal give and take, which is why I do think that it is important to express gratitude regardless of what religion you associate yourself with. Ask yourself what kind of relationship you would like to build with God, because everyone's method of building a relationship with their God is going to look a little different. What would your relationship with God look like? That's something that needs to be discussed between you and your God. And I wish you luck with that because I can't give you those types of answers. You have to be the one to figure that out on your own, or maybe not on your own, but figure that out between you and your God. Putting your trust in God that He won't lead you astray during this time of personal evolvement for you. But moving on from that, I heard fall from grace. So someone who is in an actual position of power may need to step down, either because that's how the order is traditionally supposed to go, and now it's time to usher in someone else that's new in, or something that was once hidden in the dark is now coming to the light, and judgment has been placed down on this person, and now they are no longer in a position of power. If someone new comes in to replace this person, I'm hearing that this person should lead with gentleness and empathy. And I know that some people may think that you can't lead with gentleness and empathy, but in order to lead people, you have to understand them first. No one wants to be led by someone who doesn't have the ability to put themselves in other people's shoes, because if they can't do that, then how will they be able to understand what other people could be going through and how they could be feeling in their situations? And then from there, create a solution to the problems that need to be fixed or corrected. You have to understand your target audience first before you try to come in and lead them. I'm getting the visual of this barren land that you can't grow and thrive in. So a compass guides you, and I'm seeing the compass move from the east to the west, where there is nothing but nature and life that thrives in this area. The sky is blue and clear, the water is clean and beautiful, and the grass is green and thriving. I'm hearing that there needs to be a pivot that happens. So if you know that you are in an environment that can't grow and you can't grow and thrive in, you feel like you are hitting a wall with, then you need to change directions and walk along the path that will lead you to the land that you can thrive in. This pivot could either be a literal move and a change in locations, or a change in plans for the better to improve the damage that has already been done. I'm actually getting a visual of myself, and I'm kind of flying in the sky, and the universe is guiding me to observe myself and get a bird's eye view of where I would personally like to be in my life. And they're telling me to see the vision for myself and recognize that what I am trying to aim at, I can achieve, which I think is also a message that you need to receive as well, air signs. So see the vision for yourself and recognize that what you are trying to aim at, you can achieve. Oddly enough, the fact that all of your cards here are all reversed is telling me that you always have the capabilities to make your life do a 180 turn and put it on track to where you need to build your solid foundation. It's giving me the energy of the Wheel of Fortune card a little bit, and I'm seeing that that card is upright in my mind. There is a cycle that needs to be completed before you experience this 180 turn in your life. I'm getting that some form of hard work needs to be put in, whether that be a mental thing or a physical thing, and that you need to accept the challenge to overcome what is currently standing in your way. For some of you, this could be yourself getting in your way, and for others of you, this could be something that's outside of you that's getting in your way. Do not be afraid of the challenge, because you have support, and this support for some may not be something or someone outside of you in the physical realm that is helping you, but help from the non-tangible realm. You have no control of what's to come in the future unless it's regarding what you choose to do today and or tomorrow to create some form of what you would like for your future to be. There are some thoughts and ideas that need some form of a plan or guidance so you can better steer these ideas you have um, over your life and put effort towards. There is this sense of fear that I'm picking up on in the Seven of Wands reversed, and these fears are leading you down a path that makes you panic and operate from a place that shows that you are losing your cool a little bit. Like, you're out of control, and I'm hearing fear mongering, so something may have triggered you and sent you into panic mode. Your fight, flight, or freeze responses have been triggered, but I'm also hearing the universe say to let this trigger you so you can have mastery over yourself. See this trigger as an opportunity to show the world, or on a smaller scale, to show yourself that you can grow from this. Allow this trigger to help you release your fears by putting action towards overcoming it, or them if you have more than one fear. There is the potential that your self-doubt will hinder you from accomplishing what you need to accomplish and learn the lessons you need to learn, which is why the universe wants me to bring these things to your attention now, because they don't want to see you struggle any more than you already have. They are constantly, repeatedly giving you the same answers to your prayers, because I'm getting that for some of you, you keep asking the same question over and over and over again in hopes that the answer will be different each time. But the universe is giving you the same answers over and over and over again until you finally get it and listen, even when you don't want to, because whether you like it or not, the answers and solutions you seek are held within what you don't want to face. And I'm not saying these things to discourage you or hurt you in any way. I'm simply just channeling the message that the universe wants to convey to you to help you. And sometimes when it comes to seeking help from anyone, whether they are real human beings or are from the non-tangible realm, in order to get the help you seek, there's an element of being truthful and honest with yourself that has to be present in order to get past certain things in the process of you getting the help you need. When you get the truth from either someone else in your life or from the universe directly, you have to face your reality of where you've been, where you are now, how you got to where you are now, and what needs to be done moving forward. But for right now, you are at the stage where you have to acknowledge where you are now and how you got to where you are now to evaluate what can be done moving forward to get you to where you want to be. You have free will, and if you want to get to a certain point in your life, then you have to acknowledge the choices you need to make right now that you know in your spirit you need to make. I'm hearing that if you are unsatisfied with where you are now in your life and you ask the universe to give you the answers to your prayers, and they have given you the answers to your prayers, and you choose to ignore them, then you can, this is going to be so hard to say, but you can continue to cry about the circumstances that you are in. If you do choose to listen to their answers and their guidance, then you can cry through your process of facing your fears, but at least you know you're working towards something with a purpose. This is a very, 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 very brutally honest reading that is calling for you to really face yourself. And sometimes that can be really scary to do. And if at any point during this reading you felt like I hurt you in some way, just know that I am hurting myself too, because I'm seeing how this reading is resonating for me as well. So you're not alone in that. I too am part of the Air Sign Collective. So I am not exempt from receiving the messages within his reading. Sometimes when it comes to receiving certain messages like these, sometimes you really do have to just laugh at it and be like, wow, you really aren't going to let this go, are you, universe? And just kind of surrender in that moment to what they are asking of you, because you know that in your heart and spirit that they are coming from a good place and they know your past, present, and your future. So the next time you decide to ask the same question to the universe and they give you the same answer to your question, maybe for that time, try and listen to it instead of rejecting it. And that's just me speaking from personal experience as of recent. But getting back to your reading, I'm getting the visual of a big kid who's in their preteen or teenage years, and they're at the playground and they want to have fun and they want to play on the monkey bars, but they're too big. They've grown so much and their feet touch the ground, so the monkey bars aren't as fun to play on as much as the child remembers. So they try to sit on top of the monkey bars or hang upside down from the monkey bars, but they're too close to the ground, so they're not even getting that same high that they experienced when they were a smaller child and everything around them seemed so big when they were so small. The teenager even attempted to get on the slides, but the slides didn't seem as big to them as it used to be. And for you, air signs, I'm getting that this could mean that some of you are attempting to live the fun moments of your past, even if you've outgrown it. But no matter how hard you try, it just doesn't feel the same. And to some degree, you do feel a little sad about it, and it feels like you've lost your spark or your joy, when that really isn't the case. You just have to be open to new experiences that are more in relation to the visual that I was getting with the teenager, more age appropriate, because the teenager can still have fun, but they may have to seek it elsewhere in a new way, because to some degree they can't relive the past. In addition to this being a time for you where you need to be truthful and honest with yourself, there's this sense that you need to also be more mature and hold yourself accountable, because little kids can get away with a lot, but when you're an adult, you understand that you're at a point now where you know better, so you have to do better because you're not the kid anymore, you're the adult now. And sometimes that part of reality can really suck, but recognize in all of the ways in which you were a child and you had your many reasons as to why you wanted to grow up and be an adult. In some way, you saw value in it, and now's the time to make your inner child's dream come true and create what you wanted for yourself. The responsible parts in your life and the fun parts in your life, the doing what you need to do to live in your dream home and be independent type of responsible, and the create an amazing friend group where you can splurge money on what you like and what you enjoy experiencing type of fun. Remember that not all parts of life have to be hard or difficult. You can still experience what it means to truly live your life in a way you envision for yourself, even if you can't have it all in the given moment. You can definitely create at least 2 or 3 experiences as an adult that remind you of why life is truly worth living and enjoying. The universe would never take that away from you. They just want to be sure that you are not using the joys of life as a form of escapism. At some point, you do have to come back down to reality and ground yourself and do what you need to do to help elevate and or maintain the life that either you are living or want to live. Again, going back to the message of control, you have the power to create these things for yourself if that's what you wish to have. You just can't control others that are outside of you and what they choose to do, whether it's right or wrong. Let the universe handle those people and hold them accountable for the things that they do or don't do. Just focus on what you got going on and control yourself, be self-disciplined, and be reliant on yourself to do what you know you need to do for yourself. It won't be easy, but you will be okay. You got this, and the universe has got you. I'm getting a protection energy from the universe where they kind of have you protected in this little bubble from harm that is happening to other people because they didn't do their job in heeding the guidance from the universe, and now they are being punished because the universe is holding them accountable and dishing out karma for not listening and not taking the warnings in the beginning. So if you don't want to be in that group with people who have to reap what they have sown, and then my own personal suggestion would be to hold yourself accountable now before the universe does it for you. I'm hearing this song in a world of my own from the Disney movie Alice in Wonderland, but the song is sung by Jhené Aiko, and that version of the song kind of combines 2 songs from the movie, In a World of My Own and Very Good Advice. I'll link all 3 songs in the description box below, the 2 songs from the movie and then Jhené Aiko's version. I'm also getting that the movie itself has a very important theme, a very important message that you should pay attention to if you decide to go and watch the movie Alice in Wonderland for yourself during your free time, because if you remember, at the beginning of the movie, Alice is learning a lesson from her mother, but she's escaping her reality and dreaming of her dream world, and then by the end of the movie she sees the value in the lessons that her mother was trying to teach her. Remember that I said earlier to be mindful of any form of escapism right now for you. It's okay to have dreams, but too much dreaming and living in the mind too often, I'm getting, could drive you mad and unground you. Hence why the universe is calling for you to face reality. Because this is a reading for the air signs, and I will say that I have picked up on a visual of being in the sky, but I didn't say anything too much about it in the beginning because initially I assumed that it was because I was channeling for the air signs. But now that we're this far into your reading, I'm now realizing that the universe was trying to grab my attention towards the sky because that's where most of you are. You have your head in the clouds, which is distracting you from where you need to be and what you need to be doing. I'm picking up on having a scattered brain. Things aren't in order. There's mental fog that some of you are experiencing, and the universe is trying to clear all of that away so you can actually focus and put effort towards grounding your dreams so you can actually live in it instead of living in it in your mind. If you have your go-to form of escapism, I'm hearing that it's making things worse for you instead of better. But you may not be aware of this because of the feeling it gives you, the satisfaction it gives you. I'm getting that you are getting some form of a high because of how good you feel, but then when you do feel yourself coming back down to reality, there's this lethargic or depressed, and for some of you, paranoid energy that comes with facing your reality, which doesn't feel good. I'm hearing that the universe and your spirit team would rather you throw a tantrum and kick and scream and cry and yell at them than for them to see you destroy yourself by continuously putting yourself through a seemingly endless loop, a vicious cycle. They would rather you feel to help you move past your hardships than to not feel and keep yourself in your own personal hardship. It might not make sense in the moment, but this is the universe's way of looking out for you. I would say to become self aware of anything that could be an addiction for you that allows you to escape reality. And this can go as far as excessive sleeping or maladaptive daydreaming, or taking time out of your day to excessively eat because you're bored, distracting yourself with things such as video games. I would also include distracting yourself with tasks you're completing because you would rather do that instead of focusing on what the universe wants you to pay attention to. That would also be a form of escaping because your priorities are all out of order on purpose instead of experiencing minor inconveniences that are appearing that actually need to be dealt with. Like, you can actually postpone certain things, but you don't want to, because then that would mean that you would actually have free time to lock in on what actually needs your attention that you don't want to deal with. This is where parts of maturity needs to kick in, because I'm picking up that for some of you, you need accountability because some of you have placed the blame on things outside of you for far too long now. And the universe doesn't want you to give up on yourself. They want change to happen for you in your life, but in order to have that, you also have to do your part, and no one else can do it for you. You have to be able to know how to be responsible for your own baggage instead of shirking it onto other people or other outside sources. I'm hearing the phrase, give it to God, in relation to people who don't deal with their problems, but instead completely tells the universe or God to handle it. And sometimes I think that people forget that it's a team effort to work with God or the universe. There are things that are out of our control, but not for the universe. And there are things that are within our control that the universe can't do for us. You know, they can't make us wash the dishes. They can't make us do the laundry. They can't make us sweep and mop the floors. They can't make us go out and want to talk to people and have those difficult conversations that need to be had. They can strongly encourage us to do these things, but at the end of the day, no one can make us physically go out and do anything. We have to want to do it ourselves. We have to find the purpose, the meaning behind these things to motivate us to do them. And that's the beauty of free will. If you can find the purpose in behind what the universe is calling for you to do. Even if you're scared to do it, you have found the motivation to do what you are being spiritually guided to do. If you recognize that it's for your betterment, then you should give it a go and not be afraid of it. I'm getting the visual of someone waking up in the morning and they're realizing that they just committed to going to the gym or working out from home more frequently because this is something that they don't want to do, but know that they need to do it. I'm seeing this person in the middle of their workout session crying because of how much it hurts them that they don't want to put themselves through this physical pain. But after all that crying and after the workout session, they feel better about themselves and they say to themselves, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. They have found their purpose in working out. And after day one, they feel good. They feel better about themselves. They feel inspired and motivated to overcome other obstacles that they know that they have to face because they got over the hardest obstacle, which was committing to day one. Day one is always the hardest day, but it gets better as the days go by, and you can stay committed to strengthening yourself in whatever that is supposed to look like for you in your life. This is why obedience is being asked of you, to not only protect you, but to also strengthen you. This is why the universe is snapping their fingers in your face to bring your attention back, because the distractions will try and throw you off your game and tempt you to put you back on that vicious cycle you no longer want to be in. You can make the most out of what you've got in your current circumstances. Just because it's a rainy day doesn't mean you can't have fun in the rain or have fun indoors. Just because things aren't going according to how you envision for it to go doesn't mean you have to throw the whole day away. For some of you, there's no need to come up with a million excuses as to why you can't do what you set out to do. There is no perfect timing except for what you choose to do now in the given moment. So what, you can't go to the gym? You can still do it at home. You may not have the big workout equipment, but what matters is that you are moving your body to keep you healthy. So what, you don't have the big setup to create what you want to for that creative business idea? You can still do what you want to do on a smaller scale and work your way up. You have to find the basics of what you need to get you started. There's a solution to every problem you face. It might not be the solution you were hoping for and envisioned, but the universe is saying that this is the perfect solution for your current problem, for your current circumstances. So make the most of what you got and get started on that day one. If you stay committed and show the universe that what you want, you are willing to take serious, you will either gain new skills or strengthen the ones you've got, and the universe will provide you with the circumstances you need to actually get what you want and turn the vision that you initially wanted into your reality. So don't be afraid to turn lemons into lemonade. If you don't have the money to buy one of those fancy lemon juicers, then you can get one of those handheld lemon squeezers. And if you don't have money for the lemon squeezer, then it looks like you're going to have to do it by hand. And if you want to run that successful lemon stand, then you got to do what you need to do for your day one to prepare yourself and get started. Hard work has to be put in somewhere, and even though it won't be easy in the beginning, it'll make life easier and sweeter later on, and you'll say, I can get through this. This is easier than day one. Be confident that you can do what you need to do because the universe is confident that you can do it. It won't be easy in the beginning, but they will hold your hand throughout this whole process. They're here for you because they want to see you win. They want to see the change you deserve in your life. They want you to be proud of yourself and believe that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. The universe wants you to be in alignment with what is for your highest good. It's clear that you want to be in alignment with what is for your highest good. You can be in alignment with what is for your highest good. You just have to be more self-aware, obedient, self-disciplined, accountable to yourself, focus on yourself, honest with yourself and others, Allow yourself to accept things as they are, as they come and go into your lives, and you'll find success and praise from the universe, rewarded by the universe, and satisfied naturally by your reality. You don't have to seek satisfaction elsewhere. I know it sounds like a lot to achieve, but you can handle it. The universe believes you can handle it. Your spirit team believes you can handle it. I believe you can handle it. And you yourself have to believe that you can handle it, because it was given to you to achieve. And the universe wouldn't trust you with something they didn't think you couldn't handle. So think of it as a compliment that they can trust you and you alone with this task. Take pride in it and take care of it, because ultimately you're taking pride in taking care of yourself and establishing firm habits and boundaries with yourself. It doesn't matter what other people say about you and who you were back in the past or even yesterday, because you already moved on and outgrown who you were years ago, who you were yesterday. And if you continue to go down this path, you'll eventually outgrow who you will be tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. Be inspired by yourself and your ability to change yourself every single day of the week. Who you are today doesn't have to be who you are tomorrow. You are not limited in that way. If you want to turn over a new leaf tomorrow, then give yourself permission to turn over a new leaf tomorrow. And that's the beauty of free will and not putting yourself in a box that others want to put you in. You get to determine as the adult where you want to go in life and where you want to experience change. And that's the beauty of adulthood. To wrap up your reading, pulling from the Self-Care Wisdom Cards deck, you have the Success card that says, today is a really good day, you're in the flow, problems are solved quickly and easily, helpful people show up for you, and unexpected gifts fall into your lap, which I think is the perfect card that came out for you to use as your reminder that you have not much to worry about. Have faith that the universe is always looking out for you, and if you remain consistent with doing your part, you can trust and believe that the universe is going to do their part for you. But there you have it, my air signs. You've reached the end of your reading. I feel like there was so many different messages that wanted to come out for you, but I hope that whichever messages resonated for you had resonated for you. And if you would like to, don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe to follow when I next upload. And until then, I hope that you have a blessed and wonderfully divinely guided day. Thank you for listening. Bye.